Okay, I think we are live right now.
Hello.
Just a moment. Let me make sure that we are live. I will send. Okay, we are live on Substack. I'm sharing the link with you in the group chat. And okay, I need to go to live on Facebook. Okay, we are already live on YouTube. But we need to publish it on Facebook, so bear with me. So hello, welcome to IOD Nations, International Online Democratic Nations Live. We will join you in a moment. We still need to do a little bit of setup and stuff. It'll take just a moment, and then we will play some videos for you so that you can enjoy and learn more about IOD Nations while we uh, run the video for you. So just bear with us for a moment. All right, we are live on Facebook as well. So thank you so much uh, for joining us. So please bear with us for a moment. We'll be back with you in a moment. While we do that, I am going to share my screen with you and let's watch some videos together, okay? So Rakesh bro, can you see my screen? We're going to play the shine on, okay?
Sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, I can see your screen.
Can you hear the audio? I think I forget to share the audio, so let me actually stop sharing. Start sharing again with audio. Share sound. So bro, let me know if you can hear the sound, okay?
Yeah, it's good.
What if the world's next great democracies and nations will not be visible on a map? What if they cannot be attacked by a military or even bombed? To Ukrainians, Americans, and to the world's pro-democracy citizens, we say, in this crazy world where democracy is under attack, we propose a new way to avoid or stop these types of attacks with virtual, online, democratic nations. I recently lost a dear friend. As I watched in horror at Americans hiding pedophiles from justice, stealing my voting rights, and attempting to hide the dangerous history of slavery in our nation, my friend kept saying that democracy always dies. and that I should stop caring. As I watched my hero in Ukraine and Ukraine's soldiers and their brave citizens murdered and bombed because they choose to fight for freedom and democracy, he tried to tell me that this failure of democracy is inevitable. And I shouldn't care or fight back. I should just accept it. I argued that with that attitude and his actions, he was directly contributing to our American democracy dying. Like many of you, at this point, our friendship seems to have died as well. Then one day, while I was despondent about these deplorable deaths, I had an epiphany. He was right. Democracy does always die. But the epiphany was the most important fact. Throughout history, whenever freedom and democracy die, some crazy diamonds come along and they give birth to new freedoms and democracies. These deaths are not the end. They are the fertilizer, the inspiration, and the events that always lead or have always led to the rebirth of bigger, bolder, better versions of freedom and democracy across the world. That epiphany is when I realized that this is not a moment to be despondent. We live at a moment in history to be embraced and welcomed. Some of you listening to this, you are going to be the crazy diamonds that imagine, implement, and radically improve and expand the next births of freedom and democracy all across the world. John F. Kennedy reminded us of this during his famous speech when he commented on the two Chinese characters that represent the word crisis. One character represents danger. And yes, we must be wary of these dangers. But most important, the other character represents opportunity.
Remember when you were young, you shone like the sun, shine on you crazy diamond.
Okay, I want to, hello Peggy. I want to invite or welcome Peggy and
Hey,
is
all.
with us or did she leave? Let me check. Okay, so Peggy, thank you so much for being here. We have Joel Bowman, the founder of IOD Nations, International Online Democratic Nations. And we are here to unite people online and establish citizen-led democracy all around the world. So, Joel, why don't you take it over, talk to Peggy, and see if she understands what we are trying to do.
Hey, Peggy, how are you? Is my mic working?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
it's working fine.
Okay. So I'm going to give a brief introduction to the people who are here, just to kind of tell them a little bit about who we are and what we're doing and why we're here. Um, Generally, we get the show going, and then it takes us about 10 or 15 minutes before the majority of the people who are going to join the live feed will roll in. Hey, Karma, glad to see you here. Um, and then I'd like to come and talk to you briefly. So, my name is Joel. Uh, the live feed that you're in is for IOD Nations, iodnations.org. And that stands for International Online Democratic Nations. Um, and so, what we promote is the idea of online citizen led democracy. Now, Taiwan is currently doing a form of this. They've been doing it for 11 years. They have gone from a 9% government approval rating by their citizens to a 70% approval rating. So simply by creating an online portal where their citizens can work with and be integrated in their government, they've gone from 9% approval to 70% approval, and 50% of their citizens use this online portal to work with and be a part of their government. Hello to everyone who's here. We believe that that model should be implemented across the world. And I've been working at trying to get people to think about this for about 10 years. And I came up with this phrase to best explain it. If a business like Amazon or Facebook, if a business no longer requires brick and mortar, then a nation no longer requires land and borders. Okay. And what this means is that anyone who's here, Robin, Jeff, Teresa, Lost, Karma, Linda, Wendy, Betty, Jeanette, Christine, any one of you who, either from a cause-based standpoint, maybe you want to be a part of a women's nation or an LGBTQ plus nation or a journalism nation or an art nation, or maybe you want the citizens of the United States to unite online democratically, and you want to be a part of leading the online democratic US nation where we citizens unite online and we use our power and influence on our current political system. Anyone can found or establish or become whatever part they want of whatever online democratic nations they want. And so I'm going to go into we've actually got uh, some artwork and some stuff that I think will really give some visual aids that we've worked on. Draco and I worked on them on Sunday. I think they'll really help explain it. But Peggy, what brought you here? Have you been here before? Tell me your thoughts.
Yes, I saw a previous link or some video presentation where you said that about the if Amazon doesn't need a brick and mortar store, we don't need land and borders. And that was what hooked me in yesterday. I think I saw it. And this is so relevant right now because if this idiot Trump can do Truth Social, why can't we do Truth Nation? You know, and out and stop all this nonsense. I belong to the Network Nova women's group in Virginia here. I'm in Virginia right now, and they have been very effective in electing Democrats in Virginia, obviously Stamberger. And I like politics. I don't know where I could be more useful. This is something I could do, and I have a great um, desire to do something and contribute to this nonsense that's going on to fight it. So that's why I'm here. I mean, I'm here to learn and then maybe start my own group, or start a nation like you
Okay.
said. I'm getting, yeah, rebels. I
So let
want
me
to
ask you
start,
a question.
the senior.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, okay, that's so awesome. We're so happy to have you here today. Thank you for coming. Okay. So,
Thank
just on
you.
a personal note, where in Virginia are you?
I'm in Alexandria, and right
Okay.
right outside of DC, right outside of Old Town, about a mile from Old Town.
So I was
If you
born
know
and
Virginia.
raised in Yorktown. I lived in
Ah,
Yorktown, Virginia, my whole life as a youngster. I left uh, in the middle of my senior year of high school and moved to California. But I grew up I grew up riding my bicycle in the battlefields where
yeah,
Cornwallis surrendered to Lafayette and Washington, right? That was
yeah,
I rode my bike on Surrender Field, right? And you would go there and you could go up to the historical monument there and you could push the button and it would play the song, the day the world turned upside down. And that was the march that the British soldiers, as they marched from the town of Yorktown to Surrender Field, where they surrendered and signed the documents, the fife and drum band was playing the day the world turned upside down as
yeah.
England surrendered to the United States of America and we won our freedom and independence. So this stuff that you see here and welcome everybody who's come in. Um, Thanks, Draco. Uh, this stuff that you're seeing here, part of it comes from that, right? I went to my all of our school field trips were to Washington D.C. and
Yeah.
Gettysburg and you know all of this stuff. Greg, we need to talk. Um, and so this stuff is in my heart and soul, right? It's how I was raised. I was born that way, or I guess I was raised that way. So we're gonna I think what'll happen is as the show goes today, um, it'll be really interesting to engage with you and discuss some of the things that we're doing. So everybody who's here, um, I'm going to take a moment, Peggy. We're up to 36 people, and once we get there, I normally start the live feed going. So
Sure.
before we ask you to mute, is there anything else that you would like to say to everybody that's here?
Yes. Do this and be proud. I mean, we have got to fight. It's up to us, and I want to own a piece of this fight because I need that outlet. I've been waiting for something to do, and I want to do it. And I came down here to work as a contractor for Customs and Border Protection, so we've got a lot to talk about. Yep.
Okay, well, we're glad to have you. We're going to ask you to mute while we roll into the
Mm-hmm.
show. We're going to come back. Anyone who's here who would like to talk, we'll roll out in just a minute. How we're going to do that once we open up the talking. Um, Before we do that, um, we'll do it with it'll be explained. So Rakesh, go ahead and play our guidelines, or Draco, whoever has those available, if you could, so everybody here can get a look and listen to that.
Yeah, Ashfaq, are you here?
Yes, I am here, bro.
Yeah,
What's
bro.
up?
Yeah. Joel wants to
So
share the video.
while they're pulling this up on your feed, you see Rakesh. IOD Nations is Ashfaq, and then Draco. These guys have been working for me or with me for a long time. Ashfaq for over 10 years and working on this. They are paid peanuts to do this work. They're here because they are passionate about online citizen-led democracy. And each one of them have contributed in amazing ways, and you'll learn about some of that as you get to know them. I'm so proud to call them my friends, and I'm so proud to work with them on this. And let's get this shit done, okay? We are not here to talk about all of the problems like you see in other live feeds. We're here to get shit done, okay? And we have to kind of inform you a bit about how we want to do that. But I'm going to say to everybody who's here right now at the beginning of this, if you need to go, but you want to learn more or you want to get feeds from us, please share an email. We're going to drop an email that you can send to if you don't want to put your email public, or if you want to put your email down here and be like Peggy and say, I've had enough of this shit and I want to do something. We're going to work with you, and we're going to do more than something. We're going to do some crazy shit and some really, really good stuff. So go ahead and play the guidelines if you could. Are you ready, Ashfaq, or whoever's playing that?
Yeah, actually, Draco, Rakesh, hey, AC, welcome. So I
Hey,
made,
AC.
Hi, guys.
hey, all right. So Rakesh, bro, okay, let me actually play. So just give me a moment. Share my screen with you.
Okay.
Okay, let me know if you can see my screen.
Yep.
Hey, Greg.
Hey, Greg, welcome.
Hey, Greg.
Can you hear
Go
me?
to project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Greg.
Can you hear
Oh,
me?
wait, we're going to play this. Go ahead.
So,
We'll talk in a minute, Greg.
I mean, we can finish talking to Greg, then we can start playing. It's okay.
Well, so Greg and I have had a really long conversation, and we talked about what's going on macro in the world, and I was talking to him about the stuff I've seen about China and Russia. And I follow a YouTube channel called Inside Russia. And Greg, not the most recent show that dropped yesterday, but the one that dropped before that. That's Inside Russia with Constantine. Uh, I'll try and get the link in here, but that show, that specific show, not the last one, but the one before that, it will enlighten you to what's going on in the world right now in ways that you have no idea about what's really happening in Russia and China as we speak. So it's a really, really important show. Wow. Thanks for everybody who's coming in. We're going to play our guidelines and then we're going to get into the show. Go ahead and hit play, Ashfaq.
Here are a few ground rules that keep this space safe. Welcome to IOD Nations Live. Before we get started, here are a few ground rules that keep this space safe, respectful, and powerful for everyone. Number 1, respect every participant. No exceptions. Number 2, raise your hand in Zoom before speaking. Wait for the host to call on you. Number 3, mute yourself when you are not speaking. Number 4, one person speaks at a time. No interrupting. Number 5, stay on topic. Keep it relevant. Number 6, no hate speech. No harmful language, zero tolerance. Number 7, hosts have final authority. If they step in, that decision is final. And number 8, come with good faith. We are all here for the same reason, to build citizen-led democracy together. These rules exist to protect every voice in this room. Respect them, and let's build something extraordinary together. Welcome to IOD Nations. Welcome to IOD Nations Live.
All right.
Before we get started,
Okay. So I would like to address a couple of things where there's been some confusion in some notes from a previous meeting we had. In those notes, there was something, comment made that I was stepping back from IOD Nations. I am not stepping back from IOD Nations in any way, any shape, or any form. Okay. What I stepped back from was there's a really cool contingent of women who are working towards a online women-led democracy. That is still evolving on how all of that's going to take place. And I have stepped back from being directly involved in that. But that is not a step back from IOD Nations in any way. They are doing their thing. They are developing their own women-led movement online. Okay. And we will be working together and promoting that, or possibly they might decide that they want to go a different direction. It's their movement. It's their nation. IOD Nations is not here to tell people what they have to do if they unite online. All we're saying is that if you unite online and you would like to work with us, okay, then it needs to be under the parameters of the overall international ideal of online citizen-led democracy. So that's one clarification. That actually covered both of them. Another thing, you're probably going to experience me being a little bit direct at times in here. Okay. I'm a high functioning AUDHD. So that's ADHD with some elements of autism. Okay. If you've ever watched, has anyone here ever watched Love on the Spectrum? Okay. It's on Netflix. It's a crazy cool show about, far more impacted autistic individuals and how they have sometimes this intense focus on certain things. My intense focus is on freedom and democracy. It is from inside me, okay? And all I'm here for, I'm here for one mission. I want to get as many pro-democracy citizens united online as quickly as possible. And you're going to see some crazy, some of you may think it's funny. Some of you may think it's offensive. You're going to get to witness a few things today of some of the crazy stuff that we have worked on over the last years to try and promote online citizen-led democracy in really unusual ways. And it's partly because it's really hard for people to comprehend. And so with that, I would also ask you this. I would like you to imagine, let's say there's a really important influencer or politician who is in this group right now, okay? What they are going to be looking for, we want them to promote online citizen-led democracy. And what they're going to be looking for here is, are people actually uniting? Are people actually interested in pursuing this? Are these guys getting any traction? Okay, so your participation, if you share an email or you come in and have a discussion with us and we get participation, that shows that people are actually listening and they care. And so I would urge you to consider that. So I'm going to begin my new presentation with our artwork, Draco, I hope you're ready. So our first slide or our first image is going to be planet Earth. And so Draco's going to show you planet Earth. And what this refers to is, traditionally human beings collaborated as tribes, and then they moved into towns and cities and then regions. And so Draco, whenever you're ready with that first slide, you can do it. And please be ready with the others, or tell me if you're having any issues. And so planet Earth is our foundation. Up until about 30 years ago, there was no other way for human beings to work together, right? We were and have evolved to nations and nation states with land and borders. And what happened about 30 years ago is that Al Gore invented the internet, right? And when the internet was invented, okay, that changed everything. It changed how we communicate. It changed how we do business. It changed how we vote and reach out to and communicate with each other. Okay. And so there is planet Earth. All right. And on planet Earth, we have all of these people. No worries, Draco. So show us slide 2, Draco. And we, the human beings on planet Earth, we make up human existence. Okay. And then you can go to the next slide, Draco. And then, as I talked about 30 years ago, the internet was invented. And the way I view or talk about the internet is like this. It's like this whole virtual environment that surrounds us. Everything we do is now affiliated and associated with the internet, right? Whether we have businesses, hang tight. So stop on that one, Draco, before we go. And what happened is, as the internet has evolved, we've seen these virtual businesses or social media platforms or all of this, and they've come in here, and these big, wealthy, powerful entities have controlled them. Okay, they are them. And what they've convinced us of is this. If I were to ask anyone here who hasn't been to one of our shows before, if you access the internet, every one of you would say yes. But what we contend is that you do not access the internet. You grant the internet access to you. So go to the next slide image, Draco. Now, so these other entities that are using the internet in nefarious ways include corporations and stuff, and they also include authoritarian nations, because what's true about all of these entities out here that you see us where we think we're accessing them is that they're authoritarian in nature. Okay. That's not uncommon for businesses or companies. They typically need some sort of authoritarian leadership. But we think that we are reaching out to them. We think that we're going out to the internet, right? We think that they are in control, or we act like they're in control. But in reality, that's not the case. Go to the next slide, Draco. And in the next slide, which was supposed to be a little bit bigger, but that's okay. Draco and I are working on this. Okay. In that next slide, we have this inner environment of the internet, and we are that internet. Okay. That is us. So go to the next slide, Draco. And this is all of us, how we can organize within our online environment. Okay. So the citizens of UK, they can form their own IOD UK nation, and all the pro-democracy citizens can unite there, and they can create their own online nation. The women of the world, they can unite internationally and nationally under that, and they can create their own nation. And the citizens of the United States, or the climate activists, or the citizens of Ukraine, or all of the art, all kinds of art, they can unite online to promote and protect their art. And the citizens of Denmark and the young people of the world, we all have this ability to unite together within our online environment. And now, earlier, I told you that, and I put it this way: we do not access the internet. We are the internet, and without us, they ain't shit. Okay? So go to the next slide, Draco. And what I'm saying is that we have the ability to put up filters, right, in our internet. If we unite online, we can tell YouTube, if you're not pro democracy, you don't get direct access to us. You can try to reach us, but we're going to block you. And your access to us is going to bounce back, right back at you, if you're not pro democracy. Because we are united online democratically. We control our own online environment, and we're going to set up these filters so you can't get to us unless we grant you access. Now, in a free and democratic world, those entities need to be able to exist. We're not saying that we're going to stop them from being what they are, but what we're saying is, if you want access to us, if you want to sell something to us, if you want us to use your platform, you've got to travel through our filters to get direct. If you want direct access, you have to show that you're pro democracy. And the way you show that you're pro democracy is this: if you aren't pro democracy, then you aren't pro democracy. So, Facebook, if you want direct access to us, you need to come out and you need to stop blocking Ashfaq and I from running ads that use the word freedom and democracy. They won't let us pay for an ad with the word freedom and democracy in it. What the hell is with that? God damn it, Facebook. You are blocking freedom and democracy from the citizens of the world. So you either get your shit together and you demonstrate clearly that you're pro democracy, or you're going to have filters to get to us. And we're going to go find other social media platforms to work with, because we are the internet. Without us, you ain't shit. If you can't get access to our money, if you can't sell advertising dollars to us and say that you have access to us directly, you become a far less valuable company to your investors. And we're in control because we control this force field, these filters around us. We are done with your shit. Okay. We're going to unite online, and we're going to control our destiny, and we're going to do it through promoting freedom and democracy. And if you're not going to do that, we're going to give you the bird, and we're going to say, screw you. We're going to go find another social media platform, or hell, we might decide to conduct a hostile takeover if you won't work with us. And so I'm hopeful that that visual that you're looking at gives you an idea of how the citizens of the world, the pro democracy citizens of the world, can unite online democratically. Okay. Draco, that's our last image for this. Do you have the other image of the individuals being accessed by groups. Not that one, the other one of the individuals there. Okay. So now I'm going to, we have this amazing young lady here. Her name is AC, and she's got some badass ideas, and she's done a lot of research on some things. And so let's say that AC is approaching these from a standpoint. This is totally underestimating or not including the wide variety of issues that she's familiar with. Okay, but let's say that AC wants to promote a certain way of getting the Epstein files released. Okay, and she's one of these round circles of women, and she's reaching out and she's trying to contact individuals and get them to look at what she's promoting and support her. Okay. And then meanwhile, over in climate, we have one of those climate circles could be Greta, and one of the other ones could be the, oh, why am I drawing a brain fart here? Could be another climate group, okay? And each one of those individual groups, they're all competing against each other, right? The way we're doing this now, all of these individual groups are trying to get us in to work with them individually. So Greenpeace wants us, and Greta wants us, and climate. There's a group, in a very aggressive group in the UK. They're all going individually. What we at IOD Nations propose is what we call flipping that script and doing it completely differently. So post the other one, the other image, Draco. And so what we say is, instead of trying to get all of these individual groups to go after individuals and get them to come into their groups, we're saying, let's get all the different climate groups to unite as the International Online Democratic Climate Nation. And they can share and come up with their shared objectives. And if all of the pro-democracy citizens of the world are united online, then when the IOD Climate Nation comes and makes a presentation, they're going after a large group of like-minded individuals, because anybody who thinks about it realizes that democracy is the most important uniting thread or characteristic or string that benefits climate or women or BIPOC or youth. And so what we're saying is, flip the script. We need to unite online first and together. And then we need to invite these groups to come to us. And they can do this online, right? AC can go in and she can post one of her issues in our portal. All of the people who are united online can vote on them and decide which one they want to support and participate in. And immediately, all of a sudden, AC may have this large group of pro-democracy citizens that really want to go after and support what she's promoting. But it doesn't happen that way until we unite online. And it's this flipping of the script. It's this understanding that uniting as many people online first is the main priority. Okay. And so this is everything that we stand for. This is what we're trying to promote. And if you do this and we get a couple of influencers or a couple of politicians or whatever it is, if you get them to promote this, if Lev Parnas, so Greg is here, all right? Greg is called The Trajectory. Greg interacts a lot with Lev Parnas, who has a much, much larger audience and group feed than we have. If you follow Lev Parnas, he has recently started doing email campaigns where he's posting them. Well, you want to know where he got that idea? He got that idea from Greg, and Greg got the idea from coming here. But Lev is still missing the big picture. Lev is keeping his small group and he's promoting his email campaigns in his small group when what if Lev wants those email campaigns to be really effective, what Lev should be doing is saying, every other Substack that's pro-democracy, let's all unite together. Let's create a pro-democracy Substack IOD Nation. And then when we do an email campaign, instead of it being, maybe 100 or 200 of Lev's followers who do it, what happens when it's 10,000 or 20,000 or 50,000 in an email campaign? Then it becomes this insanely powerful tool and weapon. And I live and breathe this. This is my thing. And oh, thank you so much. Thank you for calming me down, because I do get wound up. And you're absolutely right that I should relax. However, there is an emergency. Okay. Every day that goes on, we're watching headlines of really horrible things happening. And so I referred to Greg earlier. In that video, I don't know how many of you realize it, but China has a thing, I believe it's called tofu dang. Their economy is collapsing as we speak. Okay. They did this Silk Road initiative and they invested billions and billions of dollars in it, and it's not functioning. But you don't see that because they block it. Okay. The Russian economy is destroyed. Right now, the big industries in Russia, the steel industry, the aeronautic industry, the train industry, those are being sold and overtaken by China because they don't have any money left. Okay. So the emergency, is that the game of, I call it the game of world domination never ends. And those are massive structural changes to power and influence across the world. And I would say to you, if you don't recognize what happens when communism takes over, and China is going to end up largely controlling Russia to a significant extent. Well, go ask the Muslims and the Muslim women in China who are being forced. I'm pretty certain the stuff I've read, they're those I forget the name of that particular Muslim part of China, but there
Uyghur
are
community.
pretty, what is it?
Uyghur community. Let me write it down.
The Uyghur. Okay, the Uyghurs. In China, there seem to be very, very credible proof that they are taking traditional Chinese men to breed with the Uyghur women to eliminate the Uyghur culture and religion. Okay. And this is the kind of stuff that happens when you don't live in a democratic society, the stuff that you see happening in Russia. So it is kind of an emergency. All right. And so um, we're here right now. We've got 93 people in here, and we're a live chat that is asking as many of you, in whatever ways you can, to share your contact, your email, and work with us on this. Okay. We, the, just to give you an idea of what's going on, that the, the visuals that you saw Draco and I present today. Okay. Draco is amazing, but English is not his first language. I have 3 to 4 hours of my time invested just in producing those visuals to get them to the point we did. I would say Draco probably has about 6 hours. Now, we could produce all kinds of different visuals and other things to better help others understand what online citizen-led democracy looks like and what it can accomplish. But we're only capable of so much. We need help. Okay. And you, there are 3 ways you can participate. You can just share your contact information and join us and watch. And maybe you decide to share these links in social media. Even if you think I'm crazy, okay? Share this show and links with someone else and let them decide whether they think I'm crazy, okay? I don't think Peggy thinks I'm crazy, okay? I think she came here because there's a part of this that resonates with her. And there are other people here who feel that way, all right? And so those we need to work together, all right? So you can do that from the outside, okay? The second type is the volunteer, okay? And you may come in and you may say, I want to participate in email campaigns by sending them, or the third stage is I want to actually come in. Peggy could come in and say, God damn it, I've had enough of this shit. I'm going to found the International Online Democratic Seniors Nation. Okay. And I'm going to try and get all the old farts across the world who like democracy to unite online. And I'm going to try and get a bunch of old farts to, sorry, Peggy, but you and I are old farts, right? Um, and and we're going to try and get old people to unite. And Rakesh and Draco and Ashfaq, they're going to help you set up email campaigns. Okay, they're going to help make it simple for all the old farts who can't do it that well, because that's what we're here for, right? And all you have to do is help us promote and support IOD Nations and the overall objective. And Chantel may come in. She may be a musician, right? Chantel may come in and say, damn it, I want to help found the International Online Democratic Art Nation, because we could create an online music sharing platform where the proceeds from it start to benefit the artists and online citizen-led democracy, and instead of some oligarchs and wealthy moneyed interests who a bunch of them are pedophiles. And I don't like those bastards. So I want to be a part of the art nation. And so this is what we're about. This is what we stand for. And this is what people, so for instance, telling me to relax is really important. It's a part of my nature that I get pumped up. And I get frustrated, but I want you to know I believe in this. Rakesh, Draco, Ashfaq, there's some Greg, um, you know, AC, Karma, Gracious. There are people who believe in this. They may prefer not to work with me directly on it, but they understand the concepts and they want to unite in different ways online and democratically. Okay. And that's all we're about. So I'm going to let Ashfaq are you here, Ashfaq?
Yes, I am, and I can see that somebody is telling me they sent our ideas to a congresswoman today. She mentioned it in a private conversation, and maybe hook us up and something. So that's a good news. So what's up?
We've tried that. So I'm going to come to you, Ashfaq, in a minute.
It's somebody else.
I want you to imagine what would happen right here today. Look at the feed. We've got 98 people there. Okay. I want you to imagine what would happen if we had a consistent message and 10 or 12 or 15 or 20 of us went over into Lev's live feed and said, "Hey, this is why I like IOD Nations. Maybe you would consider talking to them." Okay. Maybe you would consider having Joel on your show. Okay. Now, I've done that multiple times in different live feeds. And when you have their big audiences and everybody's putting up exclamation points and little pukey faces and all of that stuff where they're reacting about what they're angry about. I don't want to talk about what we're angry about. Okay. We're here to talk about what we can do about it. And if we could get one of them in here, this shit could blow up. Okay. And on Wednesday or Friday, instead of having 99 people here, we could have 1,099 people. And all of a sudden, these email campaigns and these groups would be, these outreach would be blowing up. So, Ashfaq, if you would open things up, we don't charge for you to be able to comment. We don't charge for you to be able to get into the live feed. You can go to iodnations.org. You can get the book, the recipe for free. You can get the Meritocracy Manifesto for free. Okay. I'm not here to make money. Every penny that you guys put in, it goes back to pay these guys. Okay. And it goes back to hire some of the other people who we're trying to work behind the scenes. So anybody who wants to come in and discuss this, uh, raise your hand. If you don't know how, you can go down on the bottom and it says react in the Zoom feed. You can click on that and you'll see a little thing that says raise hand. Ashfaq is going to mediate the rest of this today, and we will discuss with you. Now, I'm going to say one thing, and I want to be very clear on it. If if I'm in a meaningful discussion with someone where we're talking about something that has some depth, I might continue with another question with them before we go to the next hand raised, because sometimes it's important to maintain continuity in questions and answers for everyone to understand them. I'm not doing it to stop other people from speaking. I'm trying to do it to better communicate what we're talking about and to do it in a respectful way with them and show them the respect that if they're engaging in a thoughtful conversation, we're here to do that. But I can run long. I got diarrhea of the mouth sometimes. And Ashfaq will step in and we'll work on it. So anyone who would like to ask a question or talk, Ashfaq's going to take over and lead things from here out.
All right, thank you so much, Joel. So I can see Peggy's hand. Peggy, you can unmute yourself and come in.
Okay, I'm here. My idea would be to have, is that what you're looking for? My idea?
Yeah. Tell us anything you want.
Okay. Well, I think the biggest thing that pisses me off is I came down here 17 years ago from New Jersey, New York to Washington to work as a contractor. And it took me 2 years to learn the system that they use for acquisitions, the DHS system for acquisitions. And it's got a big long name. And I just wanted to know and start poking the Congress people if this acquisition process is being completely ignored or if it's being observed. How are they paying for all this money and where is it coming from? I worked with the head of the acquisitions group in Customs and Border Protection, which reports to DHS. And we had to go through all this rigmarole, like 5 different documents to get approval for a $3 billion project or a $1 billion. I was working on the $1 billion for $3 billion. And I mean, it was rigorous and there was, what do they call it? Good information, and at times it felt very redundant, but it made you happy as a citizen that somebody was watching how this money was actually spent. And I mean, it involved testing, it involved results, it involved all kinds of analysis. Usually took about 2 years to get the money, right? assigned from DHS. And all of a sudden, with all this money going to DHS, they're probably not using the same procedures that we use. I have no idea what procedures they're using. But Border Protection is known for being, more or less going against the grain half the time. They always fought the regs that we needed them to follow. They always fought the process that we had to follow in the documents and things like that. So I'm looking at a financial kind of aspect. It's called the Joint Requirements Information Management System, JRIMS, Joint Requirements Information Management System. And if it's not being followed, then what are they using and how are they budgeting these monies that DHS is now spending? That's where I'm going. So I don't know if there's a group for that yet, but it's really about the government spending and in this very what do you call it, specific place, which is the DHS, the Joint Requirements Management System, and whether or not they're filing any of these documents before they make these big expenditures, like, buying a plane for her or Christy Nolan when that was being floated. I mean, I want to know how they're accounting for this money. Period. It's our money.
Okay.
And that's what gets me mad. It doesn't sound very polished right now, but I just got on this call not expecting to have to give a theory about what I want to,
So Joel,
No worries at all.
I can see
Okay.
Yep.
So here's what I would say to you, Peggy.
mm-hmm.
In Taiwan, the way that they have done this, where they've and this is really a macro understanding. I'm not intimately aware of all the aspects of what Taiwan is doing, but basically what they're doing in Taiwan with their government. So they have 50% of the citizens of Taiwan use this online portal. It's called V Taiwan. Okay. And what they would do, or what you would do if you were Taiwanese, is you would go in on the internet and you would post a suggestion, right? You would say, I'm upset with the lack of transparency on how our money's being spent. Okay. And I propose X, Y, and Z, not only to improve the transparency, but I want a way that the citizens can be involved in supporting and approving certain measures so that those funds can get allocated much more quickly when the citizens of Taiwan agree that they would like those funds to go there. And that's what this online integration of citizens with democracy and their I call it trad nation government. That's how it works with them. And they've done it. The reason why they're so effective is because it's so broad-based. The citizens are much more informed because they're sharing information with each other, and they trust the information that they get instead of feeling like their government might be lying to them. Okay. And then they know that if they reach 5,000 votes, the government has to deal with it because that's the commitment that they reached as a part of this integration. So if they get 5,000 supporters of your measure, okay, the government has to address it. What you can do, okay, is understand that we may not be able to address your specific area right now, but by getting large numbers of citizens to unite online democratically, whether as or both, you could be a citizen of the online democratic US nation and the international online democratic nation, right? So you can be, and you could also be a citizen of the climate nation and the economic nation, right? So you can participate in all of these, but as we did in that visual that we showed, the imperative is that we get a large number of people to unite online, and then they get to start deciding and voting on what their priorities are. Does that make sense?
Yes, and what, Virginia lost 70,000 jobs with those when those boys came into town. So I'm sure I could get, if I put it out on enough emails and places like that with your help, we could get people that know this system even better than I do to talk about how the money is being allocated and spent right now in America. It's ridiculous. So I'm really hot to get that going, because I don't think the senators or the House Republicans, they don't know enough detail to ask the questions. It's all the staff that do this work, right? So
Yep.
I would direct my attention to the staff almost as much as to the representatives, because look at the woman who works for Pence. Now I can't even think of her name. She's got her own Substack going, and she is a truth teller. And I just want to be a truth teller. I just want to say, hey, this is what you told me, how it works. I don't see it working that way. What are you doing to allocate this money, and record it? I mean, they're just spending money like water, billions. And it's ridiculous. Just $2 billion a day for these bombs. And who the hell is in charge of that? And it just drives me nuts. We're the richest country in the world, and we can pay for $2 billion a day, but we can't feed people. Come on,
All right, thank you so much,
Okay, Ashfaq.
Peggy. Yeah, I can see Trajectory's hands, and I'm really excited to hear from him because he doesn't talk. He only listens, and listeners actually are the ones who can give you some important info. So, Greg, please unmute yourself and speak up.
Hi, guys. Hi, everyone. I hope
Hey,
everybody's
Greg,
okay.
glad you're here.
Yeah, how are you doing today?
Hi, Joel. I think Joel's point in this presentation is that we have to get numbers. Until we get the numbers, we're not going to have any power.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, the power is in the hands of some really evil people. The only way we're going to get that back is by creating a large volume democracy. A lot of people that are united with one cause at a time, so that we can hammer them with emails and phone calls to the point where their hair's falling out. We just have to make ourselves heard. And that's the only way we're going to make ourselves heard, is by getting not 1,000 people on here or 10,000, but we need 100,000, 1,000,000 or more, so that they're going to actually listen to us. It's the only way we're going to guarantee that our next election is going to be anything of any credibility. So we have to grow this platform. We have to grow it quickly. And I think that Joel has the vision, and his staff has the vision, and I agree with it. The only thing I can do is hope that it works.
Thank you so much.
That's all I have to say for right now. I'll hang around for the rest of the meeting, but I think that needed to be said, is that before we get any numbers, we're not going to be effective in any campaign. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Greg. It means a lot, hearing from you. And like before you even, spoke, I said that when a listener speaks, he gives out important information. So you have it right there. So I can see Joel is next on the line. So Joel, go ahead.
Okay, so again, I'm quite direct. So Greg, I actually disagree with you on one thing. We can and we must work on more than one cause at a time. Okay. And so the way I would represent that is that AC may have one of her causes that has a lot of support, and AC can put together a group, and they can do email campaigns. Okay. And they can do outreach to get support and educate people on it. And Peggy may decide that she really loves AC's idea, but then we may have another idea that's related to the Epstein files or whatever. And Peggy may say, I'm interested in sending emails on both of those, or three of those, or four of those. My point is that the whole idea of getting that number of people united is that they can negotiate that, right? Are they diluting themselves to where they're not being effective? How are they measuring their results? How can they learn from the mistakes they made? You know, maybe they did try to do too much at once, or maybe they did something and it worked a certain way and they can do it. It's a you're what you are living right now, if you're in this feed, we are all guinea pigs of the largest political science experiment in the history of humanity, right? We're trying to see if we can get the pro-democracy citizens of the world to unite online. That's never been possible at any other time in history. We are guinea pigs, but we are human guinea pigs. We have self-dominion. We can make decisions on how we move forward. So I I I just want to say that, Greg, and I'm pretty certain you don't take offense to that. To Peggy, here's what I would say. Peggy, imagine if we could reach out to these ex and existing government employees and they form their own online citizen-led democracy. Imagine what they could teach us, right? Imagine how they could help us understand where those pressure points are that we could apply pressure, that those of us who don't work in the government and don't understand how it's dysfunctional, they could really move these online citizen-led democracies forward in ways, and they could compel integration with the existing government in ways that are truly impactful and effective. Okay. And then the third thing I want to say is this, and it's going to sound like hyperbole. Okay. If you were to give me 1,000 people who were willing to do some slightly edgy stuff, okay, I could show you how to shut down pretty much any medium-sized city or smaller anywhere in the world. Okay. So this idea that we need hundreds of thousands of people, we do need them ultimately, but there are amazing things that we're going to be able to accomplish. And my ideas might be too aggressive for some people, right? That's what the democracy is for. I can put them out there and share what I think should be done. And some people may think that's too extreme. I'm just telling you, we're capable of a lot more than you think. So that's my bit, Ashfaq.
All right. Thank you so much, Joel. So I can see Rebecca's hand. Thank you so much, Rebecca, for being here. We really, really appreciate it. So
Hi, thanks, guys. Good to see you. Happy Monday. Happy
it's doing okay. What about you? You doing good?
and happy I don't know, congratulations to the new Gulf of Trump, I guess. Our new Lord and Savior. So yeah, a couple thoughts. Greg, I appreciated what you were saying, and we do need the numbers, and that's why what I have been doing is I came up with a little blurb, and I have been bombing Substacks, and just like Joel was suggesting, Substacks and Facebook, and everywhere I go, not just the actual content creator, but also people in the comments. Like I'll specifically address by name people in the comments, especially comments that receive a lot of responses. And I have been getting tremendous feedback from doing that. I've also taken that time and I'm in the process of sending something out to every single contact in my phone with the message saying, you know, you might not even recognize my number. that's okay. This isn't about who you voted for. This is about our country. Because if 70% of the people in the country have lost faith and confidence in our government, then it's not legitimate. It's not legitimate. We no longer have a legitimate government. So that's the one point I would make. The second point I would just make is that what we've been finding as we are coming together in these groups and having these conversations is that it's like each one of us is sort of being led here in a certain way, and we all have either a personal passion or a personal skill or work experience or whatever it is that is needed at this moment, a special thing that you and only you bring to the table, just like you were talking about, Peggy, just like you have, Greg, and just like Joel has with this brilliant, I mean, we all have that. And if we can get all those the subject experts gathered in an online democracy, imagine the ideas that we'll be able to come up with. It won't just be something that's an alternative to what we have now, it's going to blow it away. There's going to be the possibility for democracy like we can't even conceive of right now because we're so brainwashed and afraid. Just like this is where we're going to do it. I really believe that. I believe that with my whole heart. We just got to go out and build the army. That's all I have. Thank you for calling on me.
Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you so much. We love you. Okay. All right. So let's come back to AC. I can see her hand is raised.
So I think I have something that might be something that's dual purpose, right? You can get two things out of one. So the women's group on the side, we're doing something, but your whole thing where you're trying to get a lot of people, I think you could use the exact same method and the exact same emails to do the exact same thing for you. And that is, so on the side, what we're looking at, just give the preface and then I'll go into the idea, is that right now we have a billionaire takeover. Really what we have is a hostile corporate takeover of our country by billionaires. And this has been a plan for decades. And if you look at those Epstein files, and it is horrific what they did to children, babies, and tortured and killed, and they need justice, absolutely. But part of what those files were 2008, Brexit, cryptocurrency. My hypothesis, because of the Rothschilds, because of JP Morgans, is that they want to, again, what was Brexit? What is 2008? What is right now? They are downing global economies to force what I think is digital ID and digital currency. And right now, Gates is floating digital ID. If this breaks in the way they want it, then our children and grandchildren will be digital slaves. But if it doesn't break in the way that they want, then we're still going to go through a global recession and global depressions. That is going to happen. That's too late. However, we can retain our rights for our children and grandchildren, and we can try to save our planet. And so the thought process of our group was that all these unions, not just in the United States, but globally, have a choice of where they're putting their retirement funds. And if they move their retirement funds, they have a choice. So we're asking them a question. We're asking them, we have this Epstein billionaire class that's trying to take over and has no accountability for raping and killing children. So obviously they don't give a shit about us. So you have a choice with your retirement funds. Do you want to pull them out of Rothschilds, JP Morgans, Bank of America, Deutsche Bank, Palantir, SpaceX, Starlink, right? This list of what these people are making their money off of. And you pull your money out of all these banks and all these companies that are hurting us and move them into your small local banks in your small local communities, and you save us. And when this goes down, they are the ones who lose everything. Because right now, Ellison and they are all over leveraged. And if we all move now when they are weakest, it will break in a way they did not see. Now, if we have these emails of all these unions and we send this email asking this question, do you want to change it where your retirement funds are allocating their money? Do you understand? And then we do a second email and we do it to actual countries because countries have retirement funds for their government contracted workers and they move all their money. We actually make this thing, we cause the tidal wave. And this breaks in our favor. Okay. But those emails, you guys, could be used for you. They could be used to say, hey, this is an idea that was created by us virtually coming together. Do you like this idea of us banding together and us taking back our world? Because if you do, then you need to be part of IOD Nations and come with us so that we can be our own virtual network and we lock out the billionaires out of our society. Like, that's just something we could do. I mean, I'm just saying, but we use scraped emails for unions and for government entities. And then I think specifically the unions is what you guys could use to then promote, say, hey, by the way, this last email that was just sent in regards to how we can take back our world, this is something IOD Nations can do. We need you to be a part of this. We're helping you help yourself. Come help us, right? And that could be your avenue to get. And when you're talking unions, you guys, the teachers union, one teachers union in the United States is 1 million people. Another one has 3 million people in it. That's not the UAW that has millions of people globally. That is not like with literally 100 emails, you're talking millions of people. So instead of trying to hit one person with one domino, let's hit with one domino 1 million people. Like, that's just my thought process. So that's my idea, to get a lot more people in here a lot quicker. Thank you for your time, and thank you for all your help. And your help, by the way, on that website is freaking kick-ass. So thank you.
Thank you so much, AC. So I do agree on some of the parts that AC said, and I wrote a few things like how we can protect ourselves from these upcoming food shortages and market crashes. Okay, there are a few actions we can take right now to protect ourselves. So I'll invite you to check some of those articles. And Peggy, before I come to you, I would like to mention a few names. I can see Chantal, who's been here for a long time. Thank you so much. We're really happy to see you. And if you want to come in, talk to us, you can raise your hand. If you don't know how to do that, we can guide you. It's like just in the below, you have an option called React. And under that option, you have raise hand option. So you can do that. And also, I would like to address Zuchitil. Thank you so much for being here. Karma, Jill, I'm really happy to see you here and would love to hear from you. So if you guys want to, say anything to us, just raise your hand and I will call upon you. So Peggy, let's start hearing from you. Then we'll hear from Greg, and then we'll come to Joel.
Yeah, sure. Just as far as getting numbers, I did this thing a long time ago, and it was your own contacts. You can actually come up with like 2,000 contacts. That plus aligning ourselves with other friendly organizations that don't want to absorb IOD, but can work as a partner. I mean, certainly the individual people, they don't have an internet thing like this. So that's where I'm thinking, like, where can we market this to get that audience? And if that's barking up the wrong tree, I don't know how you feel about aligning with other organizations, but getting the numbers and getting us on all their No Kings protests and all that kind of stuff would be helpful. And that's it. These are just my early thoughts of how I've increased my exposure to markets before, and I kind of have a marketing bone or two in me, so it kind of comes up all the time. I had a lot of sales training and a lot of marketing training, so maybe I can put some of that to use. That's it.
Sorry, I was on mute. So thank you so much, Peggy. We are here for you. So if you need anything, you can just write a message to us on Substack or send us an email to hello@iodnations.org, so that we can come back to you and help you us with whatever you need. So let's hear from
Great. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Greg,
Okay, can you hear me?
yes, we can.
Yep.
Okay, great. Along with what AC said, I think we have to set a priority list. Right now, we're all over the place. You know, this person has this issue, this other person has that issue. I think we can all agree that we got a bunch of perverts running a government. Okay. And I think our number one priority right now is breaking up this worldwide criminal syndicate that is basically running the world. And they're telling all of us what to do, what we're going to live with, what, you know, they basically making us all slaves. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to be a slave. You know, working for a company is being a slave enough. So I agree with AC. I think we have to set a priority list of maybe 1, 2, 3 basic goals that we can all work on, where we can gain numbers and where we can have enough power to make an influence. That's about it.
Sorry, thank you so much, Greg. So we actually built something where we can input our ideas and AI will analyze it, whether you are trying to spam or do bad stuff out there. It'll filter it and publish it, and people can vote whether they feel if it's important or not. So we will look at that right after we hear from Joel. So Joel, go ahead.
Okay. So I absolutely love what AC said. Okay. So I put out a email or whatever about 2 weeks ago that was pretty long, and it kind of addresses what Greg was talking about and what AC was talking about. Priorities. Okay. The number one priority is to get more people. Okay. Now, emailing the teachers union, I think, is a freaking phenomenal idea because the multiple ways that aligns up economically, um, job security, unity around freedom and democracy. So there's a number of those things that can happen. I also agree with what Greg is saying about limiting them. So here's the way I am going to proceed with Ashfaq, Draco, Rakesh, and the team as we move forward this week. Okay. We are going to try and get, and I'll speak directly to Peggy. Peggy, if you've got a marketing background, I would love to have you come in and become a part of this. And we can talk about some of the different ways marketing works. And you can kind of see where we are in this process as I talk about priorities right now, and see if you'd be interested in coming in and talking to us about that, or providing advice or ideas or any of those things. In regards to some of the other, like the women's group that AC is working with, okay, we want to work with you on those email campaigns, and it's reciprocal. Okay. If we're going to do this under the umbrella of IOD nations, then there's a part of it, whatever the email messaging is that the group decides to work on, it also needs to include the basic outline values and promotion of IOD nations, and then we can collaborate on it. And that is ideal. That was the email that I sent out 2 weeks ago or whatever. Here are some priorities that I've listed. Here are some ways I think we could collaborate on those. I believe that any group that's talking about doing that, we actually have to get together and functionally do it. We have not been able to put out a cohesive email outreach campaign. Okay. Some may attribute that to me. I'm backed off from it. So when we end this today, anybody who wants to talk about that stuff is going to do it with Ashfaq, and Rakesh and maybe Draco. Okay. And you guys can coordinate email campaigns or outreach campaigns or whatever. If you share those with me, I will jump in and participate in them. But I'm not going to be a part of recommending them or whatever, other than to say, you know, we need to do things that are mutually beneficial if IOD Nation's going to be involved in it. I think if a number of women were to email Abigail Disney and Mackenzie Scott, who is Jeff Bezos' ex-wife and is giving away money without strings, she will look at something, and if she likes it, she will fund it and let you use those funds as you need. I think that could be an amazing benefit, and we could be running ads, and we could do some things that would get a lot of attraction, but it requires a coordinated effort. People need to decide that they want to email them, because 1 or 2 emails generally don't work as well as 10 or 20 or 30 or 40. So there's that. The collaboration, however, anyone who's in this group right here wants to collaborate, there's an email provided you can reach out to, and you can work on things. If I were to say the top 5 issues, Greg, there are several YouTube channels right now where I believe if we could get through and talk to them about it, I'll relate this very specifically to Ashfaq Draco and Rakesh and the guys from Bangladesh. Their youth and citizens had an uprising 2 to 3 years ago. They overthrew an authoritarian government, and a Nobel Prize winner named Muhammad Yunus came in, and he got into a position of leadership in the government. And here we are 2 to 3 years later, and that all got voted out and turned over back to the authoritarians. I believe that if there was an online template for how the citizens of Bangladesh could unite online democratically, I believe that their overthrow might have survived. And I believe that the youth need to be in this, Draco. You are right, man. And so I believe that that kind of template and that outreach to countries and citizens like that can be a priority. Outreach to youth and professors, I think, should be a priority, because we don't have enough young people in here. We got too many people who don't know how to use technology the way that it could be. So I would make youth. Another one might be exactly what AC described. Okay. Canada and Australia completely control their investment funds, and there may be ways to integrate with them and talk to them about how they're doing what they're doing and how it's working, and how that model could work in the United States and all of that. So I believe that reaching out to foreign nations is a priority. So Greg, I might have more than 5, but I think you're right. I think the secret here is to throw out like 10 of them, okay, and then pick the top 3 and say, okay, we're going to start small. We're going to come up with effective campaigns to promote these things. Yep, vote on them. Okay, here's the 10. Who wants to participate? If you're willing to be a part of the email campaigns and the outreach, you get to vote. Pick the ones you're going to vote on and just start doing something. Okay. Start sharing email templates, start sharing and generating email addresses, start sharing this with these other Substack feeds, and make shit happen. And I believe that that works in line with what Greg's talking about, with what Peggy's talking about, with what AC's talking about, and what I've expressed in that email and have talked about the whole time. So that would be my recommendation.
Sure, I think we should show or utilize the platform that we built So I'll come back to that. So Greg, do you have anything to say? Greg, you can unmute yourself and come back.
What was your question?
I
Yeah,
mean,
the
I can
question.
see your hand is raised, so I'm wondering if you have anything to say.
You talking to me,
Yeah.
Greg?
So I can see you
I was
have.
just going to say that I think we should pick a few issues, maybe, you know, 3, 4, or 5 issues, and maybe for the next meeting and vote on it. You could maybe you could send out maybe an email to all of us, or, you know, a DM, and bring up what you think are the 5 main issues on the table right now. And then in our next meeting, we could prioritize it and say, okay, number 1 is this, number 2 is that, etc. And then formulate our email and phone call campaign around that. That's all.
Okay, thank you. So Joel, I want to ask you if I can show the platform for a moment, and then all right, okay. So bear with me. Let me share my screen. Let me lower break percent. So Rebecca, we will come back to you. So just one moment so that we can actually go through the voting process to make it easy for everybody. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Turn off the sound. Let me know if you can see my screen. Can anybody unmute and tell me if they can see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Okay, great.
Yes.
All right, that is great. So if you come to iodnations.org and scroll down, you have an option. I mean, you don't have to actually scroll down to find anything. You can just simply type iodnations/civic dash action, okay, and it'll open up our app to vote and decide which things are the most important. Okay, so I was already signed in. I'm going to sign out. So when you come in, you will see something like this. Okay, so IOD Civic Action App, citizen-led digital democracy, your portal to shape democracy with fellow Iron Nation citizens. Submit your ideas, causes, and actions. Find collaborators who will move with you. Vote on what matters. Iron Nation is where citizens stop waiting and start building. This is a living, breathing democratic experiment. As Joel was speaking, this app is also living, breathing experiment. Expect things to evolve. So you can sign in with your Gmail, or you can continue as guest. So for now, I'm just going to sign in with my Gmail. And instead of my account, I'm just going to use another account to demonstrate, when somebody new comes in, how it will work. Okay. So it will give you a welcome message, also tell you, like, it will send you a welcome message to your email. So you can check it out, but let's focus on what we have on the screen. So we have this Civic app, our portal, and this is a few things that is put there as just, default things right now. And as an example, I just put my idea here. So let me actually show you how it works. So for example, let's see what's the first thing. We have forceful unredacted release of Epstein file. You have a little bit of description of what we are trying to do. You have how many people voted on this cause. Then you have how many people we are looking for the goal and the status. Is it like a past thing, or is it coming up, or is it ongoing? And then you have this like description, some sources, for verification and stuff, and you have to decide whether you support it or not. Okay, so right now you can vote only once. Once you vote it, that's done. Like you cannot change your mind, but we can actually come in and change it. Like people sometimes make wrong decisions, and we should let them change their decision. So we have to update. I mean, this is just a experiment, so we are evolving. So when you vote, you can see some confirmation files. 10 participants voted on this cause from 3 countries. Nobody voted no. Everybody voted yes. 10 supporters. So we are really like far away from our goal. And you can see 6 people voted from United States, 1 from Canada, 1 from UK. I guess that's Jill. All right, so we have then a few verification sources that you can click to check whether what's going on, the details of it. And then you have an option where you can meet with people, talk to them, connect with like-minded people. We call it IOD Nations Social, which is basically a social media platform, just like Facebook or Blue Sky, or not Blue Sky, not Facebook. It's something that we are building. It is also evolving. You can come in, sign up with just one click with your Google account. You can make friends. You can chat with them. All that kind of stuff. You can make groups. So I'm not going to talk a lot about IOD Nations Social. I'm just going to go back to where the action is, our civic action app. So then we have some sharing options. You can share it on WhatsApp or on X, on Facebook. You can copy the link, and then you can go back to the list. Okay. Now let's open up another one. We have this petition here for ban stock trading for Congress. Okay, so it gives you some context over here, some sources, and if you click on the sign this petition, it's just that simple. You just click on it and it's done. Okay, now let me go back to where we were. I'm not going to kill a lot of your time. There are some email campaigns here, which is pretty amazing. If you visit this app from your phone and you come here and you want to say that, okay, I want to send this email to my senator, you just hit this button and it will pop up your default emailing app with all the emails written to it. You just need to hit the send button, that's all. So let's come back to the interesting part where you can put your ideas and we can learn about it. And so let's see, top citizen ideas. Okay, so this is actually just only, okay, we have also the option. I mean, you can come submit your ideas from here or from here. Okay, same thing. So when you come here, you have 2 options. Either you choose to talk about, like social issues or actions like an email campaign or petitions or something, voting related that that needs voting. And then you have something big, bold, pro democracy. I guess we can like defend those. I mean, I actually had a discussion with Joel, and this is Joel's idea to do it like this way, and I think this is really amazing. So let's imagine we are doing one with social issues or actions. So you type your title, you type your description, you tell us where you stand with it. Just an idea, brainstorming. You did some work on it, or it's a well-established idea. And then you need to invite 5 friends before publishing so that we know you have some people you are bringing in as well, so that we can all group together to look at these important issues, vote on them, or take actions. And then when you put those email addresses, you have our AI moderation, our AI reviews every submission, safe ideas publish instantly, vulgar, offensive, or derogatory content is auto-rejected, edge cases go to human reviews. So if you have something that's like on the gray area, it will come to us. We'll go in, we'll look at it, and we'll discuss, okay, should we put that out, or should we not put that out? We can do some voting. So you then when you submit ideas, if it's good enough, it will automatically get published. Okay, and then we have profile option. So I'm using my Hannah Blake email. I just signed up right now. I took 3 actions. I submitted 0 ideas, and I haven't shared this app with anybody. So these are 0. And when you sign up to this app, you all are also signing up for our social network platform. But unfortunately, it's taking to a link that is not your profile. So I need to work on that. That's something great. You can just click on the top logo and it'll bring you to the homepage. Joel, I can see your hand. I will come back to you. I mean, we are almost done here. And in the profile section, you also can come in and read Joel's books and also learn more about IOD Nation. And then you have sign out option. I'm going to copy the link and drop it into our Zoom chat and also on our Substack so that everybody can utilize this amazing tool. So thank you so much for giving me the time to explain it. Joel, go ahead.
Okay. So, regarding the portal for big democratic ideas. So first of all, thank you, Ashfaq. He has done a lot of hard work on that. And I think it's amazing. So I know we all really appreciate that, Ashfaq, and everybody should understand it's a work in progress. Okay. But I want to, I would like to move things forward where we're actually working on something. So Greg mentioned, maybe at the next live feed on Wednesday, we can accomplish something. Here's my recommendation, because I think it's important for us to start getting people working in that portal so that we can improve it and work out some of the kinks. So just as a preliminary idea, I would say to AC and the group who are working on some of their email campaigns, go in there and put your top 5 or top 3, whatever you want. Go in there and do them as individual campaigns. Give us a brief idea of who you guys would like to target emails, kind of an outline of what your email template would say. And, people can say if they support that particular email campaign. And if you guys put 3 to 5 in there, we will go in and we will put 3 to 5 in there. And then we can let everybody choose which ones they want to do. And I think we should listen. I think Greg had a great idea, and we should choose 4 of them. Okay. And then Rakesh and Draco and Ashfaq will coordinate everybody and put together an email campaign where we're sending emails, because we have to start sending emails from somewhere and start doing outreach. And it's not just emails. It can be outreach to YouTubers or something, can be the preferred method that you have to try and bring numbers in to IOD nations. And if you have an alternative objective like the one that AC described, an email can work to achieve more than one thing at a time. And in fact, every email for every cause that's going to be associated with us is going to work to promote the overall idea of online citizen-led democracy. So my objective would be to get somewhere between 6 to 10 potential outreach campaigns, and people can go in there and support them. And when we have our live feed on Wednesday, we can decide which ones we're going to go, and we should have rough out ideas of email templates, and we should start sending them, and we should stop talking about it. That's just the way that I feel about them. In regards to one of the things that I'm going to work on as a part of IOD Nations, in the portal that has for big, bold, pro-democracy ideas, we're going to write an article that's going to get published hopefully by tomorrow, and I'm going to offer $1,000 in prize money to anyone who can come up with a better idea than online citizen-led democracy.
Can I
And we're going
participate?
to what's that?
Can I participate? It's just joking.
You can, okay, but you're already going to lose, but go for it, because I'm going to kick your butt, but
All
that's
right,
all
man.
good.
All right. We'll
Okay.
see. Yeah.
But the idea is, as I've said, I made a commitment at the first of the year. I'm going to do all manner of different crazy, outlandish things to drive people to unite online democratically. Okay. And so that's where I am. Everything that we've talked about here, I feel like there's a way that we can collaborate. I think the portal
So,
can
Joel, I
help us
think
do that.
we should have a clear, guidelines, like how we can win that $1,000. We need to.
Well, you'll have to read the article, won't you?
Yeah, I mean, not. It can be article. It can be a landing page. Just need some guidance, so that when I win, I can tell you, okay, I won.
Ashfaq,
Yeah,
Ashfaq,
yeah,
it's all there when we have the time to do it, right? We only
yeah,
have the time to collaborate and review those things so often, okay?
yeah.
And so the article is written, the fundamental guidelines are in place. We'll talk about them as we finalize the article, um, and actually, I want to set up a GoFundMe or something, because I think the way I wrote the article, I I do not understand why any person in this group would not want to promote a contest for the biggest, baddest, boldest, most badass pro-democracy ideas in the world. Why wouldn't anyone want to share that? The article's coming, Peggy. I just haven't had a chance to complete it yet. So we're going to post it. I'm going to put up $1,000 to try and get people to participate. And I believe that every person in the world who's pro-democracy should be promoting a contest that's looking for pro-democracy ideas. If I got to believe that there's right now, or at one point there were 106 people in here. If you go into any of these other large Substack feeds, everybody is like Peggy was when she got here this morning. What do I do? How can I do something? I want to take action. Okay. Well, why not have a contest to see who has the best ideas? That's like the most positive, uplifting, door opening, opportunity creating, pro democracy thing that I can imagine. A worldwide contest to see who has the best ideas to save democracy now. If you can tell me why you don't want to do that, I'm not sure I really want to hear it, but go for it. But
Yeah,
that's
actually,
one of the ways.
I think, Joel,
That's
we
that's
can
one of the
use
ways.
the civic
Go.
action apps big bold idea section to do that. So,
That's what it's for.
yeah,
It's
all
going to be
right.
in there, and it's going to be in the article, and it's going to link people there. And if they participate or they want to vote on it, then they will be coming to our app. And by doing that, they will be becoming an online pro-democracy citizen simply by choosing to participate, which is the ultimate goal. How do we get more people? So I'm going to leave this to, does anyone else out there have a question for me before I leave? Because otherwise, I'm going to turn this over to Ashfaq and Rakesh to try and get as many of you here to share contact information. And Ashfaq, I need you if anyone wants to participate in what those emails are, you guys can meet after this without me, or if you just want to have them submit it into the portal, you guys can create it and do it that way. But my objective for you and Rakesh is that I'm hoping that by Wednesday, there will be a large number, up to 10 outreach campaigns in there, and we will be ready to pick 4 of them and get this shit moving. That's the objective.
We already got one from Greg. So he wrote he's already voting. So
Yep.
Greg, actually we need your ideas. So that's more important than voting in the civic app. So we would love to hear your ideas in there. Same goes
Okay,
for
but
the
excuse me, I don't see anybody here asking to talk to me, so I'm going to check out and I'm going to leave this to you and everybody else here. Greg, ideally for me would be that Greg just sent a message or whatever about whether I want him to get in contact with me, Greg, I would prefer that you do it through Rakesh and Ashfaq. The whole idea is to get this machine working, get a methodology where anyone who wants to participate can participate without me, and we make it work better that way. So I'm going to leave it at that. I wish you guys the best on the meeting. Please, anyone who's here, IODnations.org, International Online Democratic Nations. We are dedicated to uniting as many pro-democracy citizens anywhere in the world in whatever way is possible online. And if you have suggestions or you'd like to be a part of this, we welcome you. And you guys have a great day. I'll see you later.
Thank you so much, Joel. We will invite you if needed. Like I'll write down in Messenger if somebody wants, your attention. So thank you so much for being here.
I'll see you.
All right, man. See you soon. Bye-bye. All right, Rebecca, I know, sorry for the delay, you raised your hand long ago. I bet you probably forget what you wanted to say, but please come in if you can, or if you are there. Can you hear us, Rebecca? All right, does anybody else have any questions? Okay, I can see AC's hand, so please, AC, come in.
So I went to that IOD Nations / Civic Action, and I'm just trying to navigate that now to upload this one email that we have for the unions. And took a little bit, but it did pop up. By the way, you guys are basic people. I wish you called on English. Sorry. Well, on this website, I'm seeing here accountability, petition. I want to actually sign up and say, hey, there's an actual routine. Okay.
AC, I think you have bad internet connection. We cannot hear you. It's cutting off and all blurry. So can you find a spot with a good connection?
How's that? Is that any better?
A bit better, I guess.
If I went to your site, how do I input a rough draft or email?
Sorry, you are still like muffled and stuff.
How's this? I have it in the chat.
Yeah.
Can you read the chat?
Yes. I am looking at chat. Should I? Okay, I went to your site. How do I input Pravda? Okay, that is great. So let me share my screen with you and show you how we can share our ideas. Okay, so I am going to share my screen with you now. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yep.
All right.
I can
So
see it.
we have this menu notification floating menu option here. Okay, it says action, ideas, and profile. Or if you are already in action, you can scroll down. It has something called top citizen ideas. If you click see all, it opens up the idea section, and you can come in. And Joel was talking about this big bold pro democracy idea. So let's say I am going to IOD IOD economic platform. Okay, I'm just I don't know what I'm doing, but this is just a example to show you how you can submit your rough ideas. Okay, so describe it. I am thinking about creating a platform to combine LinkedIn, Amazon, Upwork all together, but it's made by the people for the people. Okay, so that's about it. Just an idea. I need to, invite some of my friends. So let me try type down a few email addresses. Yeah. Then info at UNIT.com. Then joe.com and at gmail.com. Draco. Okay, I need to copy some email addresses from my contact list. So let's find out Draco. Okay. All right. So let's copy his email address. Action, put it here. Then copy Rakesh's email address. Okay. So that's it. You just then come here. AI is reviewing my idea right now, and it will take a few minutes. Okay, so you can see my screen, right? Your idea passed AI review and is now live. So that is something amazing, isn't it? So now let's
Yep, very cool. You guys did an awesome job.
All right, thank you. So let's see. I mean, it's not ready yet. I mean, it is saying that my idea is live right now, but it is not popping up.
So what was that? What was that first button you pushed though to get to there?
This one.
Okay, that would really quick. Submit idea. So it's just that little so action item and then that. Because okay, I'm gonna go action item because that's not what I got. So give me 1 second. That's where I'm having a problem.
So
give me 1
yeah,
second.
you have actions and then ideas. If you come to ideas, you have these boxes. Do you want to do a social issue actions or petitions, or want to submit for Joel's $1,000 competition? If you want to participate in that, you have to select this option. Okay.
Yep.
From your submit your ideas or ideas option. Okay. So Bob just joined the chat. Somebody please welcome Bob. Okay, I can see AC and OnePlus raise their hand. So you write your title, you describe it, you invite 5 of your friend, and AI will review it for some reason. I mean, it is an experiment, right? And For some reason, it is not here. I mean, it's told me that it is live, but it's not. I cannot find it. Okay, protect the history.
I got to it. I got to it now. I got to it. This is awesome.
I mean, it's just like 30 minutes of work for me to make sure it's bringing all those ideas here. Okay. But we are receiving ideas. I can tell you that I have been working on the back end for quite some time, and it's working. We are getting your ideas. So I can see AC and Karma's hand. AC, you go ahead first because you probably raised it first.
No. Karma. It's Karma.
Oh, okay. Karma.
I actually had a question about what you were doing in the app. That's why I raised my hand.
Okay.
When you were inviting people, I put in the chat, but I didn't get an answer. When you were inviting people, is it invite by email only? Because I don't just go around asking people for their emails. So that's why I was wondering about that.
Well, I mean, this is evolving. Right now, it's just email, but on the next update, I can share it with link and track how many people you have got us from those links. So yeah, I can do that on the next update. So, but did you get the overall idea? Like, if you have a social action, like you want to see Epstein file released or something, like a new idea that's not on the action list, you can use issues, actions, and petitions options. Okay, social issues and stuff. But if you want to participate on, like Joel offered $1,000 prize, if anybody can come up a better idea than this, he will. And then we go through a democratic process of voting which idea is best. So if you want to participate on that contest, you have to select big, bold, pro-democracy ideas option from here. Okay, when you click on ideas, you have to select this one. Put your title, describe it, tell us where you are with it, like just an idea, or you have done some work with it, or it's a well-established idea. And then the email option is there, and there will be some other ways to share through links, through Facebook, WhatsApp, yada yada yada. So that's about it. Does anybody else have any questions? Or Karma, do you have any questions?
I don't think so.
Okay. Thank you so
But
much.
there is someone in the chat that asks, what is quote IOD quote? I think they might be asking what that abbreviation is, if you want to tell them that.
Yes, Bob. So Bob, IOD stands for International Online Democratic Nations. So we are, yeah. You can, ask any question if you want. I will answer all of your questions. I'll try to, answer the questions. So good to have you here, Bob. But let me describe a little bit about what IOD Nations is. IOD Nations is a platform and organization where we bring in people. We try to unite people over the internet to create nations. I mean, not in a general sense, but in a more like a metaphysical sense, where we are united, we are taking decisions and stuff. We are trying to establish citizen-led democracy all across the world. We have built a platform. We are trying to update it according to the need of the people. That's pretty much it from me. If you want to learn more, you can go to iodnations.org. The link or the website address is in our Zoom chat. Trajectory, I can see your hand. Please unmute yourself. Great. Can you hear me?
Got it. Ashfaq and Rakesh and Draco, wonderful job. Great job. You have a lot of work into this. I can see you're very technically savvy, and we appreciate it. Kudos to Joel for the concept, and AC for her smarts, and everybody else that joined us today, and Rebecca and anybody else I've forgotten. I apologize. I just wanted to say great job.
Thank you so much,
I
man.
really appreciate it because I'm sick of this shit. And let's do something about it.
We will do something, man. We will change the world for better. Okay. We are trying to bring the power back to people, and people need to understand their value, that they are not powerless. So we have Zochitu. She's an amazing speaker. Okay. She can make you cry while she's talking. I mean, not saying bad stuff. I mean, she's an amazing. I just want to put it like she's an amazing speaker, and she and her mother joined us on last 2 sessions, and we absolutely loved it. Okay, I mean, uh, Karma, me, Joel, Draco, all of us were, just wiping our eyes, hearing them. They have some pretty amazing ideas. We want to work with both Jackie and Zochi too. We want to work with Karma, Rebecca, and everybody. But I mean, you understand, like this is like a difficult job when you work with so many people, and you got so many messages coming your way, and you have to sort them one by one. Sometimes I may come back to you uh, later. I mean, I'm supposed to get back to you as soon as you write it to me, but sometimes I have so many things that needs my attention, and I cannot like jump into you. So do not get mad at us. We will try to help you out. I mean, we read all the comments and all the messages we receive. So we would really appreciate if you can come in. And there's a lot, like this is 2:14 a.m. right now, but I've been working with Joel for too long, and I'm really good with his time zone than mine. So yeah, thank you so much. Rebecca, I mean, we really want to hear from you. You had your hand raised for some time, but really sorry we couldn't address you before. Bob, do you have anything that you want to discuss or want to learn about? Okay, I can see your message. 2015 Coordinated Universal Time. Okay. Okay. So it seems like nobody has anything to say, although I would love to hear from Chantal and Jill and Rebecca and Bob and Karma, but since nobody is speaking, I'm just going to close this out in a moment. Just want to share one video that we made. It's called Imagine. So before that, Rakesh, bro, or Draco, do you have anything to say to these people or to the world?
No, I think you guys covered pretty much well. So I don't have much things to say.
Okay.
Whether I do background stuff, that would be better. So I see Shuchitil raised her hand. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrongly. So go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yes.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hear you.
Okay. Sorry, I had to turn my headset off because the battery was dying. and I missed what you said in the last 5 seconds. Would you repeat that, please?
We're just asking you to unmute yourself and, talk to us.
Yeah. I would be on camera, but I don't look very pretty right now. But so I put in the chat a question, and I apologize for not listening as closely as I would otherwise. I have a bit of a headache. And I heard something. I'm going to say the question out loud because it's in the chat and not everyone will be able to see it or hear it, right? So I heard something about when you were going through the platform, reviewing the big democracy ideas, that button, because I thought I heard something about how the IOD team would be review them and consider them and maybe decide whether they're appropriate. And I kind of think maybe I missed something or I didn't hear it right. So I'd like some clarity on what you were trying to describe there, because I did not get it.
Sorry. Let me share my screen. Rebecca, I saw you open your camera. We will hear from him, okay? But let me show Zochitil how to, or what we were talking about, the app idea. So Zochitil, can you see my screen? Am I sharing my screen or what?
Not yet. No, not yet.
All right.
Now you've started.
Okay.
It's loading.
Okay.
Now we can see.
All right, great. So let me sign out first. Let me do it from the very beginning, okay? So you have this app where you can come in and submit your ideas or vote on items that needs your voting, or participate on an emailing campaign or sign a petition, okay? Whatever. I mean, there are some action items in here that you can participate. Then, sorry, I'm just trying to find the right tab. Okay. So the first thing is you can come in as a guest. You can see what's happening here. Actually, you know what? Let me try it from a incognito window so that sometimes, it's a web app. Sometimes it does not load things.
So may I get a little more clear with my question?
Yes.
You were going over one specific section about the buttons for submitting an issue and action petitions,
Yes,
and then
that's under
the other
ideas.
button.
Yeah.
Right.
So after you log in, or so here I did not log in, I just joined in as a guest. So let me sign out. When you come in, this is the first page you see, okay? Let me continue as a guest, okay?
It's okay. Sorry to keep, I'm trying to get clearer about, so I'm trying to get clear about
Yeah,
my
can you see
question
my
is not
screen?
about the website as much as the process that happens when you submit an idea under the big bold pro-democracy ideas.
Yes, so
and how those are handled on the back end once an idea is submitted.
okay.
So whether it's by committee or you review things and send them back to the person who submitted it for reconsideration, like
Kind
you
of, I
do
mean,
as a
this is
bill.
the new thing, okay? So you can, I actually selected something on my screen. If you read it out, it will tell you what's happening here. So our AI reviews every submission. Whatever you submit here, it goes through an AI filter that looks for like safe ideas, publish instantly. I mean, last time when I submitted an idea, it wasn't there, but right now, because of the, this is a web app, there are some catching issues. It wasn't showing in there, but you can see that it was published automatically 15 minutes ago, but wasn't showing up. AI analysis, concise proposal could use more implementation details, okay? You can upvote it. and so for now, this is what all you can do is just upvote it, but we can do so many more with this option. You just need to give me ideas, okay? And about this big bold pro democracy, I think this is where the most of your confusion is, Zotitil. So if you come to ideas, you have these two options. Okay, if you have a social issue that you want to address, it can be an action, it can be a petition, it can be an email campaign, whatever it is. If it's related to social issues, when you already have a context over here that says social issues on the ground actions, petition to the leaders, the stuff that needs to happen now, okay? And then we have another section that says big, bold, pro-democracy ideas, macro thinking, mini reforms, visionary moves, the bold ideas that reshape democracy itself. Okay, so Joel was talking about this section. He is considering doing a $1,000 contest. If you put your ideas here, you tell us where you stand with your idea. Invite some of your friends. There will be a button to share it on Facebook and other places, and just hit the submit button. AI will review it. If it's good enough, it will be published automatically. If it needs human review, I mean, there are edge cases that needs human review. It will come back to us. We will review it, and we will then decide whether we want to go with it or not. I mean, we can put it up for vote. Even we can have an internal circle who can vote that whether they should go public or not. So this is all. Does anybody else have any questions about the app?
I think the app is great. I think it's the review process that I actually have questions about, and how that will function, not just how the platform is designed to help it propel it forward. So I don't want to take up more time while I'm trying to think up how to describe my question, but thanks for
yeah, I mean, we are
reviewing that
connected on
section.
Substack, right? So when you remember it or when you have it all organized, you can write it to me anytime and I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right. So let's hear from Rebecca.
That's okay. Thank you. I put in the comments, I don't have anything to say. It was an accident that I came on camera.
Okay.
And I missed a big section because I had to take an emergency call. I apologize. But the only suggestion that I would have would be yes, in order to begin working on democracy, let's work on democratically and start voting on how we want to start in our app that you guys created. I think that's the perfect solution because
it's not perfect. We are, like trying to, you need to, Rebecca, you, Zotitil, Karma, Jill, whoever is here, you need to come back to us, tell us that, hey, you have this, something important is missing on your app. You need to add this and that. And that's how we actually make it democratic, that serves people. Yeah, go ahead, Esi. Oh, Rebecca, do you have anything else?
No,
right.
I like all the tweaks that you guys have made so far, and I feel like you've been very responsive to suggestion, and it's touches my heart. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much as well, AC.
Okay, so I'm on the site, and if you go in, what I initially did is I signed in as a guest, and then you guys helped me with where I need to go for this big idea. I found that, I filled it all out, and I put the email addresses in, and then it said, it did the submission, and it said, you can't be a guest, you actually have to be logged into the system. So then I went to the initial page, and it's saying Gmail, which I don't like using Gmail because it's everything there is red. So I use
Yeah.
proton.me for my email address. And
Yeah.
so it says below, or sign in with an email instead. And it doesn't look like there is it looks like if you have already signed in before, then you have your email and your password and you can sign in. But how do you create a new profile? Where do I need to go to do that?
The profile is inside. I mean, it's just just how you sign up on Facebook or any other platform. You just give your email address, and right now I'm doing it with Gmail. But now that you brought up that you don't use Gmail, and there will be so many other people who absolutely hate Gmail, I need to like come up with something that also.
Okay. No, that's totally fine. It looks like if you sign in with Gmail before you, then you can just, here's your email and here's your password and you can go in, but it doesn't allow you to create a new one. So if you want to work on that, that's great. I have to say this. When I was looking at your in Bangladesh, I was like, okay, so I should talk to you at like 7 at night. Maybe we can talk with Joel and see if we can do something later at night or earlier in the morning, like maybe 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. Just so I feel so bad that you guys are up in the middle of the night. I'm so
It's
sorry.
okay. I mean, this is actually our working office hour, okay? We are supposed
Okay.
to work, follow Joel's time because that's how it works. I mean, it's not just Joel. This is the freelancing work culture where you have to adapt to the other countries' time zone so that you can work while they are awake. So, I mean, don't feel bad about it.
I just wanted to throw out that I'd be willing to go early in the morning, like 8 in the morning or later at night to try to work with you. Do you know what I mean? Like, you guys are so amazing and you do so many nice things for us. I just want to make sure that we are being encompassing of you as well, right? Like, you guys, seriously, I know I've said you're amazing. Everyone else here is saying you're amazing. We want to let you know we appreciate you because we really, really, really do.
Thank you so much. I mean, it fills my heart, and we are here for you. We are here. So, Jackie said something amazing. Human collaboration is a superpower, and we need to utilize that superpower to bring those mofos out from the power and take back what's supposed to be ours, right? So, Bob, do you have anything to say before we end this meeting? Anybody? Draco, Jill, Karma? All right,
Okay, I
Draco.
like to say have patience
Okay,
and peace is coming. And here is a little video that I made for you guys.
okay.
So I can explain more.
So yeah, Draco. I actually want to end it. So when we started with a song from Pink Floyd. It's called "Shine on You, Crazy Diamond," and all
Yeah,
of
my favorite.
yeah, one of my favorite as well. And I actually made that video for Joel. So it will be the link will be on our Substack article. But the point is, um, we are inviting you. I mean, all of you are here, a crazy diamond that needs to shine brighter than these corrupt political leaders, so that we can bring some stability. So if you haven't watched that video, we will share it. And I wanted to end it with another video that's made in inspiration of the song Imagine from John Lennon. So, Greco, please share your video. After that, you can play the Imagine video and then we can call it a day, I guess. So
All
go ahead,
right, bro.
share
Yeah.
your screen.
Hello, good people. Myself, Draco, and I'm an agent of peace. If you ever feel like the world is heading toward chaos and hope is fading, I want to offer you a spark of light. IOD nations, an online democracy for all of us who seek freedom, democracy, and peace. It's a place where we can come together, unite, and make things better. So stay united, stay strong. It would mean a lot to me if you stand with us to make a peaceful world.
Okay, Draco, let's play the Imagine video.
All right, bro, I'm sharing it.
Right, thank you.
What if the world's next great democracies and nations will not be visible on a map? What if they cannot be attacked by a military or even bombed? To Ukrainians, Americans, and to the world's pro-democracy citizens, we say, in this crazy world where democracy is under attack, we propose a new way to avoid or stop these types of attacks with virtual, online, democratic nations. I recently lost a dear friend. As I watched in horror at Americans hiding pedophiles from justice, stealing my voting rights, and attempting to hide the dangerous history of slavery in our nation, my friend kept saying that democracy always dies, and that I should stop caring. As I watched my hero in Ukraine and Ukraine's soldiers and their brave citizens murdered and bombed because they choose to fight for freedom and democracy, he tried to tell me that this failure of democracy is inevitable. And I shouldn't care or fight back. I should just accept it. I argued that with that attitude and his actions, he was directly contributing to our American democracy dying. At this point, our friendship seems to have died as well. Then one day, while I was despondent about these deplorable deaths, I had an epiphany. He was right. Democracy does always die. But the epiphany was the most important fact. Throughout history, whenever freedom and democracy die, some crazy diamonds come along and they give birth to new freedoms and democracies. These deaths are not the end. They are the fertilizer, the inspiration, and the events that always lead or have always led to the rebirth of bigger, bolder, better versions of freedom and democracy across the world. That epiphany is when I realized that this is not a moment to be despondent. We live at a moment in history to be embraced and welcomed. Some of you listening to this, you are going to be the crazy diamonds that imagine, implement, and radically improve and expand the next births of freedom and democracy all across the world. John F. Kennedy reminded us of this during his famous speech when he commented on the two Chinese characters that represent the word crisis. One character represents danger. And yes, we must be wary of these dangers. But most important, the other character represents opportunity.
Remember when you were young, you shone like the sun. Shine on, you crazy diamond. And now there's a look in your eyes, like black holes in the sky. Shine on, you crazy diamond. You were caught to the crossfire of childhood and struggle, blown on the steel breeze. Come on, you target for far away laughter. Come on, you stranger, you legend, you matter and shine. You reach for the secrets too soon. You cry for the moon. Shine on, you crazy diamonds. Threatened by shadows and night, exposing the light. Shine on, you crazy diamonds. Well, you wore out your welcome with random precision, rode on the steel breeze. Come on, you raver, you seer of visions. Come on, you painter, you viper, you prisoner, and shine.
Right.
Nobody knows where you are.
Draco, thank you so much. So actually, Draco was supposed to play another song, but this one is beautiful as well. So I didn't stop him. I love this song so much. Okay, so here's a message that I received from Joel. He said, Trump is already defeated, but his damage is done. Uniting online is how to move forward and at the same time stop this stuff sooner. So I hope that resonate with all of us. You guys can leave if you want. We are just going to play the Imagine video, and then we're going to leave. Okay. So Karma said, wait, repeat that. I don't know what she meant by that. Karma, you can unmute yourself and come in. The message, which message are we talking about?
The message that you just that you were just telling us. Someone else was talking to me in my ear, so I didn't get to hear what you said just a second ago.
Oh, okay. So Joel said that Trump is already defeated, but his damage that he made through this war and stuff is already done. Uniting online is how to move forward and at the same time stop this stuff sooner. I mean, we are predicting a food shortage coming soon, and dollar crash and so many stuff. So we can actually stop this if we unite online and act, take some actions. So that is what Joel was saying. So that's the message, I guess. Let's watch another video and then we are going to close out. If anybody have anything to say, you can drop it in the message on Substack or in Zoom. Yeah, Zochitil, thank you so much. We'll see you soon.
Imagine there was a nation that couldn't be invaded, and all of its citizens were from your same traditional nations. Imagine if there were a nation that could not be bombed, and all of its citizens were girls and women, just like you, whose goals and causes matched yours. Imagine if there was an international online democratic BIPOC nation of Black, Indigenous, and people of color, and also an LGBTQ+ nation. Imagine if the citizens of all of these online democratic nations were also citizens of every trad nation in the world. Imagine if there was an international online democratic youth nation or climate nation. A nation where Russia's and Ukraine's youth and Gaza's and Israel's and Iran's pro-democracy youth were leading a reconstruction and world peace movement, as well as an environmental, economic movement. Imagine you live in Finland or Georgia or Lithuania, Taiwan, Australia or Japan, or maybe Africa and South America or Canada. Imagine you were preparing for war, and then suddenly, in just days, 1 billion world citizens united online. Imagine if the whole international pro-democracy online world was united with you for peace and economic stability. Imagine the world united for freedom and democracy. And imagine if that whole world was united to make democracy offensive. What happens if we do more than imagine? You may say I'm a dreamer, but with your help, I'm not the only one. I hope someday soon you'll lead us, and the world will live as one. Imagine.
Okay, Jaco, I think that should be enough. So thank you everybody for being here. We love you, and love is the whatever like tool or element or whatever you want to say it. Love is the thing that will save us from all this madness. So I'm just gonna end it here. Hope you have a nice week ahead. So